is because I am so much more interested in human behavior, in what people actually do versus what they say. Now, all the social media comments when people were talking about him were making the comments that, hey, I'll never buy from you, I can't trust you, I can't believe in you, all that type of stuff. So they were stating one thing, but again, because we can retarget and tell that good story again and again and again, they came back and bought a ton back from him. So that's what I'm always very interested in. This is the reason why myself and my creative director dive deep into a bunch of academic stuff. Because with academic studies, it really focuses on people, not a hidden agenda. What I mean by that is one of the most famous studies that's out there. It's a study that came out in the 1980s that talked about how cigarette smoking is actually good for your health. However, if you look at the fine line, the fine print is that study was sponsored by Philip Morris. So of course, Philip Morris, the largest cigarette maker in the world at that point in time, is going to come out and state that. That's why I'm not interested in, again, what people say, but what they do. And that's what opens us up on the multi-channel marketing side of things, is because it really paints the picture is as much as people believe we have changed over the years, the decades, generations, in reality, we're still the same people at heart. So the question always comes up, like, all right, you've worked with some of these people. How did you get these people? What does that look like? So I want to have a couple of focuses on here and really being able to take a look at, again, 18 and a half sneaky ways that you can use multi-channel marketing to pull leads into your company, get new business, close deals, all that. So a lot of times I lead off with this question, why are you friends with your best friend? Even to a certain extent, how did you meet your significant other? A lot of times people say, well, I'm friends with my best friend because, we share the same religious views, same political views. We have kids together that play softball, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, the reason why you're friends, the number one influence on the reason why you're friends is actually because of proximity, because you are close to each other one way or another. This could be physically, or this could be through, maybe it's an online community, if you will. But overall, proximity again and again and again is the number one factor in how we gain friends, employees, and clients. And if you think about it, you always talk about your sphere of influence. And this is exactly where sphere of influence is. It opens up those opportunities, and you have to be in front of the right people at the right time to make it work. And that's where traditional marketing really works well, because it can paint a little bit of a broader brush, and it gets you into proximity with that audience itself. A couple of things that we really want to take a look at as well. And so really for this presentation, we're starting off with three main categories. Proximity, number one, and we'll break it down. Number two category is defining your niche. And when we talk about this with clients is pick your top two or three tops of audiences you want to go after, types of businesses you want to work with, who your consumer is. In our case, is about a third of our business is tourism and economic development. So it's very much on the government side of things. About a third of it is kind of higher end online ad spenders, people who've been on Shark Tank, people we help hit the New York Times bestsellers list, people that are kind of celebrities in their own space. A lot of times it happens to be the health space. And the third niche that we're in is small business. The reason why it's so important is because it allows you to focus in. Now you get to know your audience really in a much more of an intimate detail. And you also get to intimately get to know their pain. What are they facing? Because what a small business is facing is completely different than, again, somebody that might be hitting the New York Times bestsellers list. So that's the reason why we have different messaging. We have different marketing techniques set up to attract those different types of individuals, because we know exactly where they're at and what their pain points are. We also get to know intimately their buying process. What does that look like? Government's a long buying process. Generally speaking, it's not one of those things that they can just make a buying decision today. There's lots of hoops they have to jump through. Depends on the price point, if that has to go out for bid, all this type of stuff. We're going to meet up with a small business owner, potentially today, after meeting with them for an hour, we can get an okay to move forward with it. But it allows us to dig deep into that market, and it makes the revenue and projections that much more predictable, because you know exactly where you're fitting into the buying process and why they buy. That's the most important thing. Some of our government agencies is that at times you simply just need to be the vendor of choice. And that's it, which is a lower bar than some of the other clients we work on, that you must be world class at this skill set. But being able to understand that allows you to really open up your marketing and open up those opportunities. So once you get that niche and define that niche, it really will drive all your other marketing decisions. The third category I want to be able to focus on, and again, we'll break down these three categories, exactly what fits underneath proximity, niches, and them being different, is all the time in marketing, you are told, got to be different, what makes you different. And it's super interesting. There's a lot of studies that have been done, and out of those studies, it came back that really only 6% of companies worldwide are truly different. Again, these are world-class companies. Apple is a good example. Amazon is a good example. They're truly different than some of their competitors. What that means is 96% or 94% of us are really the same. And what we state as our differences, 94% of the other companies in our industry can state the exact same thing. So being different isn't the key. And again, there's research that backs this up. What the key is being distinctive.